We're cleaning this place up right, thanks to you.
You want to buy something? You need to talk to Cassandra.
She said you could use some help, assuming you're a manual.
Assume at your own risk, Lincoln Clay.
So running the weed, y'all got a routine laid out?
We take a boat to the bayou, grab the bales, bring them back.
Bayou can be a rough territory. Dixie Mafia knows every inch.
Do those white boys scare you, friend? Did they touch your zozo when you were a child?
Cassandra failed to mention your charming personality.
I highly doubt she forgot.
You do this kind of thing back in Haiti?
Back in my country, I was a hooligan, a priest.
Does a priest know about trafficking weed?
I did not run marijuana, friend. My cargo was refugees, people. I saved their lives, got them away from Duvalier. But you probably don't know much about that.
We gonna have a problem, you and me?
Cassandra says we are partners, that everything is cool between us. Are we cool?
Don't think I call it that.
Neither would I. Cassandra might be able to let go of what you did to our people. But I cannot.
Maybe you'd be happier back in Haiti.
It was not my choice to come here. Leave my home. But I'm trying to make the best of it.
Aren't we all?
There are still Dixie Mafia scattered around the hollow. If you have the time, you should see to them. Convince them to leave. A shipment of weed is being delivered down in the bayou. Get a boat, use it to bring everything back. A word of advice. There is one thing you should never, ever do if Cassandra asks. Poker. Don't ever play her in poker. She will leave you with your zozo in your hands and not enough for cab fare. Take my word for it. The airdrops will be happening soon. You cannot expect bales of weavers to just float around for very long. Tonight I heard this man on the radio. I've never heard quite so honest a voice as that. At least not one who stayed amongst the living for long.
If you're ready to see the other briefings, we can get started.
Show me what else you managed to dig up.
You got it. Two of the city's finest scumbags. Oh, yes. Point for Dunn's favorite son, Thomas Burke.
How's he doing since Danny?
9 weeks ago, Burke stumbles into Roman the Butcher Barbiere's deli, drunk off his ass, waving a gun around. He fires off 10 rounds, but the only thing he manages to hit is a fucking ham hock in the goddamn deli case. The Butcher's boys slap the shit out of him and toss him in a dumpster.
Barbiere's the one who took over Point Verdun, right? Busted up Burke's leg with a tire iron.
That's why Burke was willing to go along with the robbery. He thought it'd make things square with Sal, and he'd be able to get Point Verdun back.
You always struck me as an asshole.
Yeah, just like every other Irishman. But he hates Marcano as much as you do.
Yeah, all right. Least I can do is give Danny's old man a chance for a little payback. Oh, fucking hell.
He's been spending his time in a dive bar up in Point Verdun. Duffy's, it's called. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yo, you better be worth all this trouble.
The man himself, Mr. Vito Scaletta.
You gotta be shitting me.
Last couple months have been pretty tough on old Vito. Sal's always hated him. Thought he was a mole for the commission, but he couldn't do anything about it because Vito's made. After the heist, Sal refused to pay Vito his cut, and then he put the clamps on him. He's been trying to limit Vito's ability to pay what's owed.
And if Scaletta can't kick up, the commissioner give Marcano permission to whack him.
The only reason that Vito is still above ground is because he has a couple off-the-record businesses. He's been using that money to pay Sal.
Gotta give Scaletta credit. Pretty goddamn tenacious.
He's lasted a lot longer than I thought he would, but the clock is ticking. A couple weeks ago, Sal sent in his nephew, a kid named Michael Greco, to help Vito run River Row. Greco's been using his guys to limit what Vito can do, where he can go. Once he has Vito completely boxed in, he'll make his move.
Scaletta has to know what Greco has planned. I'll pay him a visit. See if I can't leverage this thing with Greco to bring Scaletta around to my way of thinking.
I'm sure he'll appreciate your concern. Burke's just this side of a lunatic, but he's a lunatic who wants Sal dead. Find him. Heard what you did to Richard Doucette. Glad you haven't lost your touch. Sal's everything wrong with this little twisted corner of the country you have here. A grubby fuck who thinks he can buy a name for himself. Still in the process of setting up here. Goddamn Phoebes already had half this town wired to hell. Haven't the people down here heard about a little invention called air conditioning? Christ.
Hello, New Bordeaux. This is Remy Duval, urging y'all to tune in to Native Son. We have a heck of a show lined up, one I know you won't want to miss. Only on WBYU 620.
See the pyramids Don't talk to coons.
I gotta go meet this Cuban motherfucker, and I can't understand a thing he's saying. Goddamn.
It's been the same
Motherfucker has a death wish.
I'll put you down.
Hawk's dead. I got a beat on him.
Speaks is back, motherfucker. And this time, we got weed on our mind. We wondered how a little old plant could cause such a stud to be made illegal. And what were the motivations of those who drove it to be made illegal in the first place? Well, New Bordeaux has a long, proud tradition of cultivating our own vices. Making our own cigars and alcohol since before this city even existed. But of course, if the government doesn't get its cut, well, then you got trouble. So why not legalize and tax it? Is there something else going on here? Well, there is a person who might be able to...
Off the street! Off the street! The law must be notified.
Everybody run!
You see what that boy's holding?
Going to turn the TV off as soon as the captain put his mouth on Aurora.
Oh, that's a toy gun!
Out of the way.
Degenerate races.
Please send some officers down here. Reports coming in of a car being stolen in River
Remember
Road.
when we
If you
spoke
could spare
about
a moment,
those
maybe
who
stop
don't
and
believe
check things
colored
out.
folk are even human? How do you change those minds? How do you combat that level of ignorance by anything? By anything short of a bullet. I wish I didn't have to say things like that. But wishing doesn't change a thing. Wishing is for children, the innocent. Ain't many of those left around here. And y'all know, when the holler speaks, you better better listen.
Any word about how it's going in there?
It's all yours, boy. There.
All units, pursuit is called off. Abandon search and return to patrol. Repeat, pursuit is called off. Abandon search and return to patrol.
Any word about how it's going in there?
What do you think? Don't even know how fucked you are, son. You ticked off the wrong white boy. You could. Need to reload. You're one of my boys. Grab him some cover. Found him. Woo! Boy knows how to shoot. It's all yours, boy. Switching out ammo.
All set to take him out.
Lost another one.
I'm ducking down.
Fuckers!
He's gunning us down.
Can't kill all of us. Get behind something. Battle one, boys. Barbecue that bastard! Warming him up! Drop it off! Gotta hunker down. Slip behind him! This is the way you die. Follow my lead, boys. Lost another one. Covering my ass.
We got ourselves a
Miss
gift.
me, y'all? Lost another one. Oh, where'd that come from?
Grabbing cover.
Let me see your insides.
Fuck out of me. With Greco around, ain't no one feeling real secure about that place, so
You see us
we
somewhere.
just keep at it.
Only so many places to hide, partner. Over there, shoot him for fuck's sake! Over here. In there. Let's go.
Looks like I got here just in time, Vito.
Lincoln. How's this possible? I thought you were dead.
Bullet was deflected by my skull. Came out the back.
Talk about some goddamn luck.
Worst place to shoot a fella's in the forehead. Skull's harder than you think. Come on. We need to have a talk.
When I heard about what happened, I went to Marcano asking my cut right then and there. Figured if he fucked you and Sammy, I'd be next.
Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't go for it.
Said he wanted to wait for the heat to die down. Didn't want me running around, buying expensive shit, getting noticed. Like I'm some fucking amateur, never sat on a big score before. The money I fronted for the robbery was pretty much everything I put away. Didn't have enough to run, so I stayed. Commission wouldn't let him just kill me, so I figured I'd make that cocksucker jump through every hoop. Make him prove I deserve to get whacked. Wasn't much, but it was something.
Heard he brought in his nephew to push you out.
A kid named Michael Greco. Nephew by marriage, not blood.
Sure didn't number in here.
Yeah. They were looking to see what other rackets I was running. Like I'd leave a fucking paper trail in my office. Don't bother with that shit. Look, appreciate you getting me out of the freezer and all, but, what are you doing here?
Marcano deserves to pay for what he did, so I'm going after him. Him, his brothers, his lieutenants, all of them. I'm gonna need your help.
Look, pretty much whittled me down to nothing. I mean, this is it.
For now, maybe. Once I take back River Road from Greco, money will start coming in, it'll be a different story.
Well, so we're partners now.
As long as you do what I say and give me what I want when I want it.
So goodbye, Marcano, hello, Lincoln Clay.
It's either that or more of this. And next time, I won't be around to fish your ass out the freezer.
Nobody kills that scumbag but me. You bring me Greco, I'm in.
Tell me about his rackets.
He took over the dock union and he's got a warehouse. There's a lot of valuable shit in there. You take both of them out, Greco's finished. A couple of my guys been keeping tabs on him. You should talk to them. They'll fill you in.
All right.
Hey, Lincoln. I'm, still trying to get this place back in order. You should think about trusting me with a little more territory. Ever wonder when the other shoe is gonna drop? With Sal, I mean. When shit settles down around here, I might crawl into a bottle for a good week or so.
long-haired young man threw off a towel and danced naked for several minutes before he was persuaded by the police to replace the towel.
Let's swing by the grocery store on the way back.
Why'd they just let this place go to pot?
Vito says you're reliable.
Vito said you'd be expecting me.
Took you long enough. I'm Jock Blanchard. Vito claims you can unfug this mess and get us working men back on a job.
Maybe. Depends if the information's any good.
Used to kick up to Vito's men Andy Toretto for union work. But now that Couillon Greco got Andy squeezing everybody for more dues. You don't pay, you don't get a work permit.
Greco sounds like a real piece of shit.
You don't know the half of it. On top of that, Andy's got to keep the permits under lock and key. Anything happens to those, oof, ain't no work happening around here.
I'll see what I can get out of Toretto's people.
Toretto runs a tight ship, but you should be able to get some of his guys talking. Be careful about telling folks you're working for Vito. He's a good man, but damn if he hasn't pissed off a lot of people. Two of you don't need the grief. I've been working for Vito for a while now. You ask me, Marcano never gave him a fair fucking chance. You want to work the docks, sure. You have to kick up to the union. But this shit under Greco? Christ, it's like he wants to keep fellas from working. Push comes to shove, Toretto will push, shove, bite, and gut you. Watch yourself. The dock union might not be a big, fancy-looking operation, but as long as men want to work, it's dependable.